All right, let's get right into it. In just the last few weeks, the world of AI has been hit by, well, a tidal wave of new tools. And these aren't just minor updates. They are fundamentally changing what's even possible in digital creation. The really wild part? It's all happening faster than anyone predicted.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Directing a movie from your basement, using any actor you want without even touching a camera. This isn't science fiction anymore. That question is at the absolute heart of what's going on. The power to create is being radically democratized, and it's happening at a dizzying speed.
And again, we're not just talking about small improvements here. This is a massive leap. We're moving from prompting AI for, a simple image to prompting for entire complex realities. So first, let's take a look at how AI is building the worlds themselves.
Okay, so let's start with how these AIs are creating whole new worlds. Traditionally, making the 3D assets for a game or a movie is just this incredibly slow, painstaking process. But these new AI tools are completely flipping that script, taking us from a simple 2D photo to a full 3D model almost instantly.
So this first tool we've got to look at is called High 3D Gen. The key thing here, what makes it so mind-blowing, is its ability to take a single, flat picture and just infer a complete, detailed 3D object from it. It intelligently guesses what the back of the object looks like, all the parts you can't even see in the photo.
So, for example, you can feed it this simple 2D image of a dragon, and boom, out comes a fully realized 3D model. I mean, look at that. The texture on the skin, the individual scales, even the spikes running down its back. All of that was generated from that one single photo. The level of detail is just incredible.
But where you really see the breakthrough is when you put it side by side with the competition. Okay, so the model on the left from another top generator, it's pretty good, right? But now look at the fidelity you get from High 3D Gen on the right. Those fine grooves, the textures. It's a major leap in quality. It's just in another league.
So creating static objects is one thing. That's already amazing. But what about creating a dynamic environment you can actually, play in? This is where the technology starts to build into something way more ambitious.
Check this out. It's a concept called Anime Gamer. And it's basically an endless interactive game that's generated on the fly. You just type a prompt, say, walk in a forest. The AI creates that little 2-second scene for you, and it even updates your character's stats. You are literally directing the game with your words, moment by moment.
Okay, so we've got our worlds. Now we need to populate them with people, with characters. And this next part, this is where things get truly disruptive. We are entering the era of the digital actor.
Now that is a heavy statement, but honestly, when you see what this next tool can do, you start to understand why someone would even say that. This technology really changes the definition of what a performance even is.
So meet Dream Actor M1. The concept here is pretty profound. You take a video of someone acting, their body language, their hand gestures, their facial expressions, literally everything. Then you take one single photo of someone else. The AI transfers that entire performance onto the person in the photo.
And its capabilities are just staggering. You can animate historical figures like Marilyn Monroe. It works on 2D cartoons, 3D characters, even animals. You can choose to just isolate and transfer the facial performance, or, get this, you can even generate the video from entirely new camera angles. All of this adds up to a level of flexibility and consistency that is way beyond anything we have seen before.
There's another tool called Skyreels A2 that takes a slightly different kind of mix and match approach. You give it separate inputs, a photo of a person, a photo of a pug, and a photo of a beach. Then the AI synthesizes them into a single coherent video scene of that man with that pug on that beach. It's like digital filmmaking with a library of visual Lego bricks.
And this power was shown in a really unsettling way. The source material points to an example where this was used to create a deeply uncanny video of Bill Gates and Angela Jolie. It's a very stark reminder of the technology's dual nature.
Which brings us right to the core ethical question, doesn't it? When you can make anyone do or say anything on video, where do you draw the line? This tech hands immense creative power to everyone for sure,
but it also opens a Pandora's box of potential deception. So you gotta ask, why is all of this happening right now? It's not a coincidence. This whole boom is being driven by a massive acceleration in the power of the underlying AI models, the brains behind the whole operation. This tweet from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman sent shockwaves through the community. He just casually announced a major change of plans, drastically speeding up their release schedule. And why? Because their next models are turning out to be far more powerful than even they anticipated.
Let's just put that on a timeline so it sinks in. We're talking about powerful new models being released not in years, but in weeks and months. The pace itself is the story here. The engine of this creative revolution is being supercharged right before our eyes. And this model, O3, is a huge reason for all the excitement. It's not just a little bit better. It's being described as insanely intelligent. It's scoring so much higher on key benchmarks for reasoning, math, and science that it just dwarfs its predecessors. This is the new foundation that all these creative tools are about to be built on.
So let's pull all of these different threads together. We have instant 3D assets, we have controllable digital actors, and we have these exponentially more powerful AI brains driving it all. What does this new creative reality actually look like for us?
So let's just quickly recap the key takeaways. First, the building blocks for virtual worlds, they can now be generated instantly, which is a game changer. Second, that line between a real actor and a synthetic one is getting blurrier by the day. Put those together, and it means pretty much anyone can become a director, an animator, a creator right from their desk. And finally, the engine behind all this, the pace of AI development, is accelerating faster than anyone thought it would.
If there's one single thing to really take away from all this, it's this. The fundamental unit of creation is changing. A year ago, we were all excited about prompting for a single image. Today, we are right on the cusp of prompting for an entire, animated, interactive world, complete with its own actors and its own story.
And that leaves us with a final and pretty profound question to think about. In a world where the technical hurdles to creation are just melting away, what skills will even matter? If anyone can direct a masterpiece from their desk, what does it truly mean to be a creator in the 21st century?